Good evening and welcome to Newsfeed. Today is Tuesday, December 4th. I'm Sophia Kolozinski.
And I'm James Satarski. We're excited to have you here watching with us tonight. Let's see what's happening in Ann Arbor.
Michigan has become the first state in the Midwest to allow marijuana for more than just medical purposes. Michigan is among 10 other states and the District of Columbia that have legalized recreational marijuana. Constituents in Michigan voted by a wide margin to endorse recreational use of marijuana by adults who are at least 21 years old. Residents can possess or transport up to 2.5 ounces of the drug and can grow up to 12 plants, although not in public. Individuals can give someone the same amount, 2.5 ounces, but not for payment. The drug can be consumed on private property, but landlords are within their rights to prohibit it. Using marijuana in public spaces is not allowed, and collegiate institutions across the state have said that campus anti-drug policies won't change. Dispensaries are still several months away from opening their doors and must involve state regulators. Despite certain obstacles, supporters of legalization across the state are excited for what's to come in the coming months.
Michigan State Senate Republicans voted to scale back minimum wage and paid sick leave laws last Wednesday. The original proposals were designed to raise the minimum wage to $12 by 2020 and merge the tipped wage to the standard minimum wage system. Should the new proposal go through, it would push the minimum wage raise back until 2030 and only raise the tipped wage to $4 rather than merging it to the standard minimum wage rate. Professor of Business and Engineering Wallace Hops was, quote, shocked with the boldness with which the legislature has overturned what is apparently the public will, end quote. The changes to paid sick leave have a similar tone. Rather than workers gaining 1 hour of paid sick leave per 30 hours of work, the change will result in 1 hour per 40 hours of work.
Last Tuesday was Giving Blue Day here at U of M, a day of giving back to the university during the holiday season. Newsfeed went out to profile the student organization Dance Marathon to see what they were doing on Giving Blue Day. Take a look.
Tuesday, November 27th was Giving Blue Day at the University of Michigan. A great chance to give back to U of M. Student organizations work to get donations from their members, family, and friends to support their initiatives for upcoming semesters. Dance Marathon at the University of Michigan, also known as DMUM, is a student-run nonprofit dedicated to raising funds and awareness for pediatric rehabilitation programs. This year, the organization continued its strong partnership with Espresso Royale by hosting a hype room in the back of the cafe. Hype rooms are a space for dancers to come get involved with the cause and get to know each other, as well as reach out to family and friends to ask them to donate. In addition, DMUM also ran a line dance flash mob in front of the undergraduate library at noon on Giving Blue Day to raise awareness for DMUM and generate hype around making donations to the org. There's still time to donate on their website at dmum.org. For Wolf TV, I'm Sophia Kolozinski.
Now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Got to the University of Michigan, I went to Festival.
I first got involved on campus through an organization called ALMA, which stands for Assisting Latinos to Maximize Achievement.
My RA in East Quad, she invited me to join the Residence Halls Association.
I first got involved on campus actually at orientation, researching when I actually did my admissions process at the University of Michigan and saw that there was something called the Michigan Learning Communities.
My friend, she was the president of Noir Fashion Show.
I actually am the founder of the organization that I'm representing.
It all really happened just because I was kind of following, well, this is cliche, but I mean, I was following my heart.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching Newsfeed. Let's get into our national news. At 94 years old, former President George H.W. Bush passed away at his home in Houston on November 30th. Bush enlisted in the Navy on his 18th birthday and fought in World War II as the youngest naval aviator at the time. After the war ended, he attended Yale University and started an oil business, becoming a millionaire. Later on in life, he became involved with politics and was appointed the director of the Central Intelligence Agency by Gerald Ford in 1976. He was the Vice President of the United States from 1981 to 1989, then serving as the President of the United States from 1989 to 1993. He will be buried next to his wife Barbara, who passed away earlier this year in April, and daughter Robin, who died of leukemia in 1953 at only 3 years old. President Trump has declared a day of mourning for Wednesday, December 5th in honor of the late president.
Following up on our coverage of former Washington Post reporter Jamal Khashoggi's death, CNN obtained access to the journalist's WhatsApp messages, approximately 400 of which show extreme criticism of Saudi Arabia and its Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. According to CNN, Khashoggi and the Saudi exile he was communicating with, Omar Abdulaziz, believed their conversations were intercepted by the Saudi government. On Sunday, Abdulaziz launched a lawsuit against an Israeli company that invented the software he believes was used to hack his phone, and thus played a major role in what happened to Khashoggi. This information comes just days after a CIA assessment was made that concluded bin Salman had personally ordered Khashoggi's murder. As the Trump administration has been hesitant to blame the Saudi government, this diplomatic crisis will continue to unfold over the next several weeks.
This past Thursday, former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to yet another charge as part of his ongoing special counsel investigation. The investigation centers around Robert Mueller's inquiry into ties between Donald Trump and Russia, as well as possible Russian election interference. In Cohen's new guilty plea, he admitted to having made false statements to Congress about the 2016 presidential election, when Trump's team was negotiating a deal to open a Trump Tower in Moscow up until January of that year. This announcement comes just a few months after his first guilty plea in August, when he admitted to breaking campaign finance laws. Prosecutors recommend that Cohen should see anywhere from 0 to 6 months in prison, as well as pay a fine of up to nearly $10,000.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some international news.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. Now it's time for international news. OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, has just lost one of its members. On Monday, the oil-rich country of Qatar made the decision to remove itself from the group. The rationale behind this, according to country officials, is to focus more on natural gas production. Qatar has been a member of OPEC for nearly 60 years, and the move to pull out of the oil cartel is significant for several reasons. First, alongside its partnership to the organization, it reflects the economic tensions in the region, such as the embargo Qatar has been put under for the last 18 months by neighboring nations such as Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. In addition, OPEC has been attempting to expand its membership in recent months, so Qatar's withdrawal does not bode well for generating new relationships with other oil-rich nations. As Qatar exports about 30% of the world's global demand for natural gas, it was a tactical move to pull out of OPEC and strengthen Qatar's international position as a leading natural gas producer.
President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping of China paused their trade war over a temporary truce made at a working dinner on Saturday, December 1st. Both sides have been quoted stating the meeting was very successful. The political need for some type of truce has been apparent as both sides' economies have been softening lately due to the trade war. However, the ceasefire still leaves American tariffs in place on $250 billion of Chinese goods, although it does remove Trump's threat to increase the tariffs on $200 billion of goods in January from 10% to 25%. The agreement between the two leaders sets a March 1st deadline for a trade deal, which is expected to be brokered by Mr. Mnuchin and Robert E. Lighthizer. While this truce is a temporary improvement from the previous situation, the governments have much to negotiate before we truly see an end to this trade war.
A dispute between Central European University and authorities in Hungary has caused the university to shut down its Budapest campus. This unprecedented move comes after a nearly 2-year struggle with the country's increasingly authoritarian government, which has quashed dissent and consolidated control of several aspects of Hungarian life. The president of the university, Michael Ignatieff, said that, quote, "We can no longer operate as a free institution in the city and country we call home." Much of the debate is centered around George Soros, the university's founder, who has been criticized as a globalist by the current Hungarian nationalist government. Soros has previously called President Donald Trump a, quote, con man and a would-be dictator. The U.S.-accredited university was founded in 1991 as an English-speaking graduate school supporting Central Europe's free market democracy after the collapse of the Soviet Union. The university will become a, quote, university in exile in Vienna after current students finish their courses. Although the European Commission has defended the university, the UK government and the US State Department has not commented on this situation.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm James Satarski.
And I'm Sophia Kolodzinski. And you've
just
been Newsfed.